My analysis originated in a study of the choral music of First Congregational United Church of Christ in DeKalb, Illinois. I have taken notes in these rehearsals and services and spoken directly with choristers and the choral director to gain a better perspective of their experience with this music. The last two entries of my journal dealt with religious settings and my musings concerning the music's effect on those listening. Clifford Geertz cautions the anthropologist against inference and implication, referring to the way that we conceptualize our data. He further states that what we call our data are really our own construction of other people's constructions of what they and their compatriots are up to. From this, I've gathered that we must always be careful to not only avoid the tendency to speak for those we are studying, but to ensure that we are gaining as clear a perspective as possible. In this clip, you will hear the soprano section debating on how to perform a simple chant and response like one might hear in a Catholic liturgy.
So then we have to do three. And then there's R. And then the choir comes in on the R. So this is
the single person sings all that down to the R, and then we join on the response, and that's it.
Same song.
It's quite confusing for this population because it's being performed in a church that is Protestant, and therefore liturgical styles are not well known or acknowledged. This has led one soprano to begin teaching the other by singing the cantor line.
Rob, I got shots, and I'm not that good. I have actually two keys.
From here, we will listen to the choir attempting to rehearse the call and response. The soprano who is given the part of the cantor becomes quite frustrated towards the end because she is sight-reading an unfamiliar notation.
Teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all day long. Be mindful of your mercy, O God, and of your steadfast love, for they have been from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth, or my transgression. According to your steadfast love, remember me for your goodness.
After this rehearsal, I spoke with a few members who stated that they felt somewhat uncomfortable with the formalized music that seemed to be creeping into the services as of late. The accompanist, whom the director is now conversing with, is a local music educator and exceptionally accomplished organist. This particular church choir is comprised of many people from vastly differing backgrounds. The bass section alone boasts of 2 professors from the Northern Illinois University, a plumber, and the church's custodian.
No, press that up.
This can be helpful, as we will see in the next clip, as another music educator in the soprano section assists the conductor with a quandary.
It's in 5/4 still, Rob.
Oh my gosh, sorry, that's me.
The next clip demonstrates how difficult it can be when working with someone who is not musically educated.
So you remember Old Man and then Old Man again?
Yes.
What do you want to break it? Can't remember.
Yeah, that's what you said. Remember, break. Hold on, man.
As you will notice from this piece, the choir has shifted its literature into the somber repertoire of the Lenten season. As stated previously, there are those in the chorus who have not been musically trained. This presents a very interesting dichotomy known as the church choir. I would like to move from here to bimusicality and its place in this ethnography. Mantle Hood describes a person who possesses the ability of bimusicality as someone who is well informed or educated in two cultural forms of music. He goes on to detail the difference between those who are formally trained in Western music in terms of the difficulty they will experience in becoming bimusical in an Eastern musical culture. He focuses heavily on the idea that untrained individuals would have an easier time adjusting their ears to the sounds present because they would not be approaching it from an educated or pitch-perfect ideology. This presents a contradiction to me in terms of his definition. When he presents his argument, it seems that he considers musically educated individuals as those who are not as capable of being bimusical. He then moves on to the layman, as they are so often referred to, as an example of one who may find the switch easier on their ears and brain. From this point, I would like to add a portion to his definition. I believe that individuals are capable of being bimusical if they are well informed or educated, as well as deeply appreciative. This difference allows for all individuals to possess this quality and to share in the beauty of experiencing a genre different from one they are familiar with. I am of the opinion that the individuals who comprise the congregation of the First Congregational United Church of Christ are very well aware of the genres and styles of music they prefer and are accustomed to in their church services. There are few who can claim a music-related diploma or have been classically trained in one way or another, but they are certainly well aware of their traditions, likes and dislikes, and experiences with music so far. This is the reason I believe it's necessary to add this addendum to Hood's definition. These members are experiencing a shift from a highly favored and long-standing choir director to a newly graduated master's student. I think that the shift to an almost exclusive early music approach is rendering a new kind of ear for the congregation, pastors, and choristers. I think this change is allowing them to broaden their ability to be bi-musical, even though the music is still representative of Western tradition.
So if you just take my first tempo and look down, you'll be lost.